the water at the start end is 750 millimetres. Only those swimmers who have reached the standard of the Swim England starting award are permitted to start with a shallow racing dive on the starting box. In the event of a false start, please continue with a shallow racing dive. You must not topple into the water head downwards, as this is dangerous. Please do not sit or pull yourself along the low ropes throughout the dive. And when leaving the pool, please exit to the sides and do not climb out over the starting points. If you are starting in the water, you must lower yourself over the side. Do not jump or dive. In the event that we need to evacuate the building, the sound you will hear will be an electronic siren and red lights will flash around the building. In this case, please leave the building using the nearest, safest emergency exit, which has to be kept clear at all times. In the event of an emergency, please follow the direction of the swim centre staff. Swimmers and officials, you are reminded not to return to the changing rooms to collect your personal belongings. There should be no glass on poolside. In accordance with Swim England child safeguarding policies and procedures, any parents or carers of swimmers under the age of 18 who wish to take photographic or video images are required to focus on their own child as much as reasonably possible to avoid including other children in the images, particularly if those images are being shared with family and friends on social media platforms. Should you have any concerns regarding photography or filming at this event, please bring them to the attention of the promoter. Thank you for your attention. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for the promoter, Mrs. Karen Hooker, the principal referee, Mrs. Sheila McKenzie, and meet director, Mr. Brian Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please show your appreciation to all of the officials on poolside who have given up their time to ensure this session can run. And we are joined in this session by Swim England Hertfordshire President Brian Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding for the national anthem?
Welcome everybody then to the final day of the County Championships, session 11. Welcome to all those here in Boreham Wood, nice sunny day, and those watching online. Our first event this morning will be the women's 50-metre backstroke, and that is followed by the men's 50 breaststroke. Then we have some longer distance events. The women's 400 metre individual medley, followed by the men's 400 metre freestyle, then the women's 200 metre individual medley, and then we'll have finals for the short sprint events from this session. So that will be the session this morning. We'll be up and running momentarily. "15 heats of the women's 50 backstroke, so a popular event. Pretty fast, 43 seconds. The entry times for the first heat down to just over 30 seconds, the fastest entrant in heat 15. So I'll do my best to give you the swimmers' names as we go through, but there won't be much time. But in the first heat, we got Isabel Cowie of Watford. Lane 1, Serena Shah of Watford in 2. Angela Pavana of Potters Bar in 3. Isabel Bradley Smith of Hoddesdon in 4. Isla Cayley of Watford in 5. Dorothy Ward of Bushy in 6. And Eloise Geffin of Costa in lane 7. Heat 1 of event 601. Referee. First heat underway, very bright at the start end, as you can see on this feed if you're watching online. A little darker at the turn end, and it's lane 1. Isabella Cowie of Watford with the early advantage as they go into the turn. She turns first, and then just behind her is Isabel Bradley Smith of Hoddesdon with the red hat in lane 4. Lane 1 closest to the cameras. Lane 8 furthest away. And coming down towards the finish, underneath the flags, it's still a race between Isabel, and taking the win was Isabel Cowie, 40.56. Second on a 40.73, Isabel Bradley Smith. And third, Dorothy Ward, 41.68. Heat 2, referee. Butterworth in 1, Asilanu in 2, Ord in 3, Cartwright in 4, Day in 5, Clark in 6, Tom in 7 and Douglas in lane 8. And it's lanes 2 and 3 with the early lead. Lane 3 in particular, Rachel Ord of Bushy. She turns just ahead of the rest of the field. Closest to her is Nectaria Asilanu of Cheshunt in lane 2. Rachel Ord with the advantage as they come back down towards the start end. Just a metre or so ahead of the rest of the field. She goes underneath the flag, still has that lead. 2 or 3 strokes to go. Rachel takes the win for Bushy, entered 41.59, her winning time 39.83. Second place, Asilanu on 40.60. Third place, Lucia Day, 40.88. So we're just checking the times, the backup times, and then we'll start heat 3. So I think we're about ready for heat 3. Esme Wee in 1, Imogen Barker in 2, Charlotte Moore in 3, Charlotte Stewart in 4, Neve Ives in 5, Emily Porter in 6, Myla Zaya in 7, Emily Mailer in lane 8. Heat 3, referee. Heat 3 underway. Nice underwater phase for lane 3. Charlotte Moore of Hertford still has a slight advantage. The closest swimmer to her, Emily Porter of Hertford in lane 6. As they go into the turn, Porter just in the lead. Comes up about 3 metres out underneath the flags at the turn end. Porter still in the lead, beginning to extend it. The only swimmer near her at the moment, Imogen Barker of Stevenage, Black Hat. They go underneath the flags. It's Porter in the lead. Barker in the lead, Porter in the lead, Barker in second place. Taking the win, Porter, 38.12. Barker second, 38.31. Third place, Charlotte Stewart, 39.35. Heat 4, referee. Heat 4 underway. Lane 3, early lead, but it's early days yet. Jasmine Davis, Watford, with the red hat, still has the lead. Go underneath the flags, up to the turn end. Lane 6 now in the lead. Lewis Fields, Bishop Stortford, comes up just beside her. Heidi King of Hemel Hempstead. Those two vying for the lead, along with the Watford swimmer, Jasmine Davis. Little to choose between them. Come down to the flags at the final end. The finish end, it's Davis has the advantage. Last 2 or 3 strokes, touches just ahead of the rest of the field. 37-32. Dead heat for second between King and Fields on a 37.76. Clear the pool, please, swimmers. Clear the pool, please. Heat 5, referee. $37.96. Mia Bell Bradley of Tring, the fastest entrant in lane 4. She has a slight advantage with a light blue hat as she comes up towards the flags at the turn end. Underneath the flags, still just in the lead. She turns first. Closest to her is over in lane 6. Kia Burrow for Watford. And it's changing around a little bit with a good turn and underwater phase. Poppy Saunders of Hoddesdon. Saunders versus Bradley for the finish here. A fast finishing Molly Greatbatch in lane 1. And Mia Bell Bradley takes the win, 36.04. Greatbatch finishing well the last 20 metres or so. Second, 36.06. Poppy Saunders. Third, 36.17. Clear the pool, please, swimmers. Heat 6, a referee. Out from underneath the water in the lead. Lane 6 and lane 2. Kingham in 2, Tinarello in lane 6, up towards the turn end and turning first. It's very tight. Not much to choose between Kingham, Black in 3, Tinarello in lane 6. Half a length to go, moving up to lead now, Ida Black of Costa. Blue hat just half a metre or so ahead of the rest of the field as she goes underneath the flags. Entered on a 37.37. She finishes first. 35.46, long way under her entry time. Daisy Jupp second, 36.60. Third, Ellie Keeling, 36.80. Clear the pool, please, swimmers. Clear the pool to the sides. Heat 7, referee. Can we have all competitors for the men's 50 breaststroke to the marshalling area, please? All breaststroke men's swimmers to the marshalling area, please. Meanwhile, back in the water. A tight race, lane 6 with a slight advantage. Liliana Sapala, she turns first. Nice underwater phase up just after the flags. Sapala has the advantage for Hoddesdon with the red hat moving away from the rest of the field. Nobody close to her as she comes and completes the race. Sapala's time, 34.82. Second place went to Sapienskaya, 35.69. Celia Randall third, 36.02. Heat 8, referee. Nice underwater phase for lane 1, Summer Everson of Watford. Yes, relinquishing the lead to lane 6, Butterworth of Tring. Tring swimmer turns. Nice long underwater phase for her, up at 7 metres, the furthest we've seen so far on the turn. And it's Butterworth with a big advantage. The closest to her is Rosie Wen. As Butterworth comes in, last 2 or 3 strokes, takes the win fairly convincingly, 33.84. Wen in second place, 34.53. And third place goes to Summer Everson, 35.38. Heat 9, referee. Hannah Lovelock of Hitchin just in the lead after the underwater phase. Moving up towards lead now, Jasmine Pereira of Hatfield in lane 7 as they go into the turn. Pereira just ahead of Lovelock. Coming back down towards the start, and another good underwater phase of both of those swimmers, but Pereira in the lead, Lovelock in second place. Third place is Madeline Conway. Underneath the flags, Lovelock just moving up ahead now on Pereira. It's going to be close at the finish there. Lovelock takes the win, 34.31. Pereira second, 34.52. Conway third, 34.93. Heat 10, referee. Heat 10 then underway. And lane 6, early lead, Honor Beverstock of Hatfield with the purple hat underneath the flags. It's pretty close here, 5 or 6 swimmers vying for the lead. Beverstock just has the lead from Whitaker in 2. And it's lane 4, which is Lazzacati coming to the fore. No, lane 5, my apologies. Whitaker still underneath the flags. Whitaker half a body length ahead of the rest of the field. 2 or 3 strokes left to go. Whitaker takes the win, 34.09. Second place goes to Beverstock, 34.52. Third place to Van Mannenberg, 34.84. Clear the pool to the sides, please, swimmers. Heat 11, referee. Heat 11 underway. Lane 3 and 2 vying for the lead here. April Mills of Hatfield in 3. Hadfield of Verulam in lane 2. Lane 2 has a slight advantage into the turn. Back out of the turn, and it's lane 3 moving up into lead. 3 and 2, a little race of their own now. The others not miles behind them, but it's 3 and 2 in the lead. Katie Gorman in lane 4 moving up to join those two. But just taking the win was April Mills of Hatfield, on a time of 33.81. Second place, Katrina Dalton, 34.18. And Katie Gorman third, 34.22. So places 2 through to 5, pretty close there. Heat 12, referee. Twelfth heat. Swimmers just come up from the underwater phase. It's lane 7 with the advantage. Nina Shepherd of Harpenden. Harpenden Shepherd then into the turn. She turns first. At the other end of the pool, Isabella Savage of Potter's Bar turning second. And coming back down towards the start end. It's beginning to close up a little bit. Coming back fast is Jemima Cross of Hitchin with the yellow hat. But it is Savage of Potter's Bar going to take the win in lane 2. Savage takes the win, 33.71. Second place goes to Georgia Darcy, 33.84, and third place Billingham, 34.14. So into our last 3 heats, cyclically seeded. Fastest 24 swimmers spread across those last 3 heats. And this will be heat 13, the first of those final 3 heats. Fastest entrant in this, Jessica Keogh, 31.36. Fastest entrant overall in the final heat, Erin Curry, 30.07. Heat 13, referee. Longer underwater phase for these last three heats, at least for that one. And it's pretty close. Lane 4 with a slight advantage. Jessica Keogh of Hatfield. As they go into the turn, she turns probably in second place. Just ahead of her was Sophie Green, also of Hatfield. Green versus Keogh for the first and second. They're looking to get into the final. That's all they're really aiming for, one imagines. Keogh slightly ahead of Green. 32.05 against the 32.11 for the first two positions. Sophie Stelmach, third, 33.14. The winning time then, 32.05. Heat 14, a referee. Penultimate heat of the backstroke heats underway. Lane 4. Advantage at the moment, Charlotte Williams, Hatfield, entered on 30.50. She turns first, underwater for about 7, 8, 9 metres on the return back to the start end. Williams a long way ahead of the rest of the field. She comes underneath the flags. First time we've seen her body length clear at any of our heats. She finishes nicely. 31.07 the winning time for her. Second place, Amy Borum, 32.61. Third was Isabella Dalton, 32.62. Heat 15, referee. Last heat underway. Nice underwater phase, lane 4, which is Erin Curry, fastest entrant. She's still just in the lead, being pushed hard though by lane 6, which is Boswell on the turn. Curry in the lead, Boswell in second place, and Vanier in third. 3 Hatfield swimmers in the lead, in fact 4 Hatfield swimmers in the lead, but a convincing win there by Erin Curry, 30.12 the winning time. Second place, Summer Boswell, 31.89. Third place, Camille Vanier, 32.25. So 30.12, fastest time overall. So that will get Erin into the final. So that completes the backstroke. We move on to the men's breaststroke event now. Event 602, the men's 50 breaststroke. 13 heats of this, just the 3 swimmers in the first heat. Heat 1, referee. Yoa Chen of Potters Bar in lane 3 rather. George Sims of Hertford in lane 4. Granth Kamachira of Bushy in lane 5. That is pretty close. It's lane 4. George Sims of Hertford, slight advantage as they go underneath the flags. Touch the pads, go back down towards the start/finish end. Sims in the lead, just extending that lead slightly. Little to choose between Chen and Kamachira for the next 2 positions. Advantage now to Chen. Sims still in the lead. 52 point, the entry times for these 3 swimmers. Sims just in the lead. It's going to be tight here though. Sims takes the win. 50.88 rather. Kamachira second, 51.07. Chen third, 52.36. Heat 2, referee. Bradley Jones in 2, Hallam 3, Albana 4, Perry 5, 46, and Sims in lane 7. And it's pretty tight. Pretty tight. We expect most of these 50s to be tight, but it's Edward Bradley Jones Hoddesdon, lane 2, just in the lead at the turn. Nothing really to choose between Perry, Fordyce and Sims. And coming back down towards the start end, half a length to go. Still Bradley Jones in the lead. Light blue hat, not the standard Hoddesdon hat. As they come underneath the flags, it's between him and Sims at the other end of the pool. Bradley Jones so takes the win, 47.69. Sims in fourth in the end, Perry second, 48.35. Third, Fordyce, 48.55. So just check the results that are published on the walls online. These are just provisional results subject to the referee's confirmation. Heat 3, referee. Third heat underway, 45 out of 50, the entry time, so a bit of a spread. At the moment, there's not too much to choose between them. Slight advantage to lane 4, Tramontano Wells of Hertford. Swum well, at least on the days I've been here the last 2 weekends, and another opening first length where he's in the lead. Back towards the start end. Tramontano Wells still in the lead. Second place beside him, Hei Cheng of Bishop Stortford with the black hat, and then beside him Brewster in third for Watford. Tramontano Wells, though, going to take the win. Final stroke, hits the pad, stops the clock on a 44.44. Hei Cheng second, 45.76. Montgomery Brewster third, 46.31. A disqualification for you. Event 602, Heat 1, Lane 3. Disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 4, referee. Down into 43, so 2 seconds quicker on entry time. Lane 3, Milan Cook Harpenden. Black Hat goes underneath the flags with just a few metres to the first turn. He's in the lead. He turns first. Then a clutch of swimmers vying for second place. Back out of the underwater phase. A very quick underwater phase there for Cook. He's still in the lead. Next to him, Hallam and Lyons in second and third. Not too far behind them, Prabhu of Watford in lane 7. Prabhu just moving up into third place. Milan Cook still has the advantage. Last stroke takes win for Harpenden, 41.09. Prabhu comes in second, 42.01. And Hallam in third, 42.13. Heat 5, referee. In our fifth heat, it is lane 7. Elliot Hall of Bishop Stortford just in the lead. Pretty close this. Hall, though, has a slight advantage as they go into that first and only turn. Hall turning first. Howard and Taggart not far behind in lanes 4 and 5. Off the turn, Hall versus Howard. And it's close. Hall, Taggart and Howard vying for the lead. Howard just coming to the fore in lane 4. We'll be on the touch here. Again, we're swimming to get into the final, or at least the faster swimmers are. Jesse Howard first, 40.34. Taggart second, 40.63. Third place. Actually, it was joint second. Hall and Taggart same time, 40.63. Heat 6, referee. Good start for Dylan Davenport, Bishop Stortford. Dark blue hat in lane 2. He goes underneath the flags. He's just in the lead. The closest swimmer to him is in lane 6, Lau of Costa. Silence as they're under the water. They come back up from underneath the water. Davenport in lane 2 in the lead. Lau vying for second place, or holding second place. Just moving up towards near first, but it's Davenport has the advantage still. 2 or 3 strokes left to go, and Lau, I think, sneaked that at the end. He did, 40.11. Davenport second, 40.44. Third place was Batosa Padin, 40.58. Heat 7, referee. Heat 7 underway. And a nice underwater face there for lane 4. Billy Sill of Ware. Sill still has the advantage, but he's beginning to lose that now to Harry Revel. Lane 6 for Ware. Revel turns first. And it's the Hoddesdon swimmer Eric Uptas in second place at the turn. Coming back off the turn, Ramsey Gill just moving up into the lead. It's close between Gill and Revel. Gill has the advantage, Revel has the advantage rather. Revel finishes first. Takes the win, 37.29. Gill second rather, 37.86. Eric Uptas third, 38.47. Heat 8, referee. Heat 8 underway. Lane 3, William Harris, Watford, early lead. Just moving up into the lead now is Daniel Williams of Hatfield. Lane 5, Williams from Harris. And coming back down towards the start end, it's still Williams has the advantage, lane 5. Close to him, Ryan Ingram in 6th. Those two vying for first and second with the advantage to Williams at the moment. Last couple of strokes, Williams takes the win, 36.25. Ingram second, 36.82. And third place was Matthew Jennings, 37.91. A disqualification for you. Event 602, Heat 6, Lane 3. Disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 9, referee. Lanes 4 and 5 vying for the lead here then. Oliver Solomon of Tring in 4, Raoul Shepherd of Harpenden in lane 5. They touch the wall pretty much at the same time. They turn back towards home. Coming back up past them, Thomas Hopper of Costa. Solomon has the advantage. Shepherd just moving up to the lead. It's going to be on the touch here as Hopper not far behind them. It's very tight. It's on that final stroke. Shepherd takes the win, 34.27. Solomon second, 34.31. Hopper third, 34.39. Heat 10, referee. Heat 10 underway. Into the 33s now for the fastest entrant, which is lane 4. Joe Reynolds swimming for Hertford. He's just in the lead. He touches marginally ahead of Thomas Lydiard of Ware in lane 7. Reynolds versus Lydiard. They're coming back down towards home. Just half a length to go. Reynolds has the advantage, just moving underneath the flags. Lydiard moved up into the lead now. It's going to be on the final stroke. And I think it went to Reynolds. We will see. No, it went to Lydiard, 33.25. Reynolds, 0.25, quarter of a second behind, 33.50. And third place was Hopkins, 34.27. We enter our last 3 heats then, the cyclically seeded heats. And this is heat 11, referee. Nobody in lane 5, but Jack Renoff in 4 is third fastest entrant overall, 30.70. But it's pretty tight here, and it's lane 7, Jake Moore, just going to the turn. Turns marginally behind Judah Suba of Costa in lane 1. They're coming back down, half a length to go. Suba just in shot at the bottom of the screen. It's between him and Renoff, and taking the win was Renoff, 31.97. Suba second, 32.12. Benjamin Taggart third, 32.29. Heat 12, referee. Penultimate heat underway, 31.97, the fastest time in the last heat. That's the time to aim for, to at least get into the final. And it's lane 4, slight advantage. Now it's lane 5 at the turn. Preston of Bushy turns first, back underwater phase. Preston, Hollis, Coombs pretty much in a line, and Coombs lane 3 for Bushy also just moving up into the lead. That's those 3 swimmers, so Hollis, Preston, Coombs, a little to choose between them. And taking the win was Hollis, 32 dead. Preston second, 32.15. Coombs third, 32.64. Final heat then, heat 13, referee. Last heat then, 31.97, heat 11's winning time. 32 dead, heat 12's fastest time, 30.00, the fastest entrant in this heat, which is Luke Flynn in lane 4 for Watford. He turns first, he's in the lead. Still in the lead, he comes up to the surface. Flynn in the lead. Oliver Bright and Lucas Hartley flanking him to come in second and third, but a convincing win there for Flynn, 31.31. So fastest time overall. Oliver Blight second, 32.35. Hartley third, 32.51. Event 603, the women's 400 metre individual medley, heat 1, referee. 400 metres individual medley, slight change of pace, 400 metres in total, 100 metres of each stroke. Fly to start, of course, then backstroke, then breaststroke, and then front crawl. Our swimmers, Lucia Day of Hatfield in lane 1, Olivia Croft of Cheshunt in lane 2, Tramontano Wells of Hertford in lane 3. Nell Costa of Berkhamsted in 4. Nobody in 5. Megan Reeder of Watford in 6. And Mia Bell Bradley of Tring in lane 7. Can we have all boys for the 400 freestyle to the marshalling area, please? All boys for the 400 free to the marshalling area, please. Coming up towards the end of the 100-metre fly leg of the relay, and Nell Costa has the advantage. In lane 4, 1:17.79. Megan Reeder second on a 1:25. Tramontano Wells third, 1:24. So that's 1:17, 1:22, 1:24. Into backstroke. Those three swimmers. In fact, there's a bit of a split. There's Nell in the lead, second and third, then fourth and fifth, and then sixth. So sort of three races in the pool, really. Nell Costa, 15-year-old from Berkhamsted, entered on a 16:03, which is 1:30 for each leg, if you sort of take it exactly. Just ignoring the fact that the breaststroke will take longer and the front crawl will be quicker. Costa still in the lead, 2:03. Reeder second place, 2:08. Tramontano Wells third, 2:11. So 5 seconds difference as it was at the end of the fly. Costa turns back towards the start end. Half a length of backstroke to go then for Costa. Little bit of a split across second and third. Reeder in second with Tramontano Wells in third. Costa turns first. We're in the lead, 2:49.32 into breaststroke. Reeder next, 2:53, still 5, maybe 6 seconds now, slightly extended her lead as Costa. Tramontano Wells third, 2:57.58 at the halfway point. Bradley into the breaststroke. She's in fifth, just ahead of her, Olivia Croft of Cheshunt. And then our final place swimmer at the moment, Lucia Day of Hatfield in lane 1. Just 12 years old. Nell Costa, 15, as I think I mentioned earlier, underneath the flags, moving up towards the halfway point on the breaststroke. So 50 breaststroke done, 50 to go. Catching us slightly, I think 3:41 against the 3:45, so maybe a second closer is Megan Reeder in second place. Then Tramontano Wells in third, turning on a 3:52. Olivia Croft moved up into fourth place. Then it's Mia Bell Bradley. And then our final position, swimmer, Lucia Day. Nell Costa, Berkhamsted. Just about 7 metres of breaststroke to go. Not far behind Megan Reeder with the red hat of Watford as Costa turns into the last 100 metres of front crawl. 4:33. Megan Reeder, 4:38. So it's been 5 seconds pretty much between them since the end of the fly. Then we've got Tramontano Wells turning. Little behind Olivia Croft. And then 2 more swimmers coming back down towards the start end, out of shot if you're watching online. The next one to turn will be Mia Bell Bradley. And then our final swimmer finishing her breaststroke leg down in lane 1, Lucia Day of Hatfield. Meanwhile, coming up towards lapping her is Nell Costa of Berkhamsted, 350 metre mark, 5:15.83. Behind her, Megan Reeder, 5:22, so it's extended out by another second and a half. And then our third positioned swimmer turning, Tramontano Wells, 5:28.76. Those three swimmers then into the last part of the front crawl. Nell Costa just coming down towards the flags, about to lap Lucia Day underneath the flags for Costa. Last couple of strokes, finishes in first place, 5:54.97. Almost 9 seconds under her entry time. Second place goes to Megan Reeder, 6:02.67. Next swimmer to finish, Tramontano Wells, 6:08.99. Olivia Croft having a good second half of the 400 there on a 6:13.96 to finish in fourth place. Leaves us two swimmers to come in then. Next one of those is going to be Mirabelle Bradley for Tring, entered on 6:42. Going to be underneath that. She finishes on a 6:32, 10 seconds or so underneath. And then Lucia Day, our final swimmer, comes in, finishes 6:40.57. So, as I always say, provisional results being shown on the screen to check the final results to make sure you get the referee's version of events as opposed to mine. Heat 2, referee. Heat 2 underway. Chloe Alton of Potters Bar in lane 1. Summer Everson of Watford in lane 2. Kira May Ingram of Costa in 3. Olivia Riley of Hatfield in 4. No swimmer in lane 5. Angelica Lezacati of Watford in 6. Autumn Shine of Potters Bar in lane 7. Amelia Costa of Hatfield in lane 8. I have a little bit of lost property here. It's a gold pendant inscribed Love Mum and Dad. Sorry, Mum, Dad and Fizzy. And it's also got the name Scarlet and Scarlet on it. So if you've lost a gold pendant, if you go to the control room behind the turn end, they will reunite it with it. Yep. So back in the pool, 3 lengths of fly done. And in the lead, it's lane 7, Autumn Shine of Potters Bar, with the blue hat just ahead of Olivia Riley of Hatfield. So early days, but Autumn Shine in the lead. Into the backstroke. Shine still has the advantage. She turned on a 1:15.52 against Riley's 1:16.89. Moving up towards the first turn on backstroke. Shine has the advantage. Riley in second place. And it's tight for third place. Just in third place is Sophie Hollis of Costa in lane 2. Sorry, it's wrong. Heat Everson of Watford in lane 2. Autumn Shine still just has the advantage, but Olivia Riley catching her up, and she's overhauled her now into the turn and transition phase halfway through the backstroke. Riley in the lead. Shine in second place, coming back up towards second place. Everson of Watford. Riley turns, then Shine, then Everson. Coming half a length of backstroke to go. Fairly close, I would say, for the first 4 swimmers. Usually the breaststroke makes the difference. We'll see. Riley turns first, flips backwards into breaststroke, 2:43.37. Everson in second place, 2:45.79. Shine in third, 2:46.41. So Riley having a good backstroke. Overhauled a seconds deficit into a second and a half advantage over that 100 metres. Riley turns, beginning to extend the advantage, I would suggest. We'll see when they get down to the start end, and the timing gives us some precise information. But Riley in the lead. Everson in second place. Shine just drifted back to fourth now as Angelica Lazzacati of Watford moves up into third. Riley turns, 250 metre mark, 3:20.24. Our next swimmer, Summer Everson, 3:34.17, and Lazzacati, 3:37.64. So 4 seconds advantage for Riley at the moment. But looking pretty good, Summer Everson in second place. Riley, though, still has the best part of 5 metres advantage, which is just 5 to 7 seconds in the breaststroke. Riley in the lead, coming down towards the flags at the turn end. She goes underneath the flags. Started to think about the transition into front crawl. Hits the pads, turns, pushes off the wall. Maybe a little fly kick there. She turns, Riley that is, 4:18.57. Everson second, 4:24. Plus 6 seconds now. Lazzacati 4:28, another 4 seconds. So a couple of seconds advantage opened up by Riley as we're into the final 3 and a bit lengths now. Riley in the lead. Everson in second place. Lazzacati, Watford in third. Riley turns, 50 metres to go. 4:59. Second place Everson, 5:04. She's clawed back a second, but no more. Lazzacati, 5:09, dropped a second. So the first 3 positions reasonably solid. Having said that, we have got Autumn Shine beginning to catch Lazzacati, and then Kira May Ingram likewise. So third position may change over the last length, as Riley looking pretty solid, 5:39.90, going to be there or thereabouts as she comes into the last few strokes. 5:38.54 to take the win. Summer Everson second, 5:43.04. Lazzacati just holding on to the advantage for third place, 5:48.78. And then our last couple of swimmers coming in. Third place, as I said, Lazzacati, then Shine, Kira May Ingram, Alton, Costa to complete heat 2. Now, before we introduce the finalists, because the next heat is a final, I will give you a disqualification. 2 of them, in fact. Event 603, Heat 1, lanes 3 and 7, both disqualified for a technical infraction. So, if you've not watched any of the events so far, these last few weekends, we introduce the finalists one by one, and they move across to their lanes. And this is a final, a timed final. Heat 3. In lane 1 for Watford, Chloe Simpson. In lane 2 for Costa, Sophie Hollis. Lane 3 for Hatfield, Summer Boswell. Lane 4 for Hatfield, Eva Ives. Lane 5 for Berkhamsted, Kate Hopper. Lane 6 for Costa, Florence Crowley. Lane 7 for Watford, Neve O'Meara. And in lane 8 for Costa, Georgina Hamilton. Referee. The final underway then, and pretty close at the moment, as you would expect after just a length or so of fly. Little to choose between the swimmers, slight advantage but very slight to Crowley of Costa in lane 6. Back down towards the start end, half a length till they get back to the pads. Crowley in the lead, second place Ives, third place is Hopper. Crowley turns first, 32.07, Ives second, 33.02, Hopper third, 33.57. Good opening few lengths here for Florence Crowley of Costa. Not the fastest entrant, but she's doing well over the fly. Ives in second place, is the fastest entrant, entered on a 5.24, Crowley on a 5.31. Last couple of strokes of the fly, Crowley turns first, 109.33. Ives in second place, 110.86, not far behind. Kate Hopper third, 112.52. Backstroke underway, coming up towards the turn end flags, underneath the flags, Crowley in the lead, turns, kicks off the board, up just about at the 5 metre mark, just underneath the flags, she has the advantage. Second place now, Kate Hopper, Eva Ives in third, as they come back towards the start end, Crowley in the lead, body length advantage at the moment over Hopper. Crowley turns first, Hopper second, Ives a little bit behind them, 151 against a 153 and a 155. Almost a nice diagonal line across the pool with Summer Boswell in fourth place, and then Sophie Hollis of Costa, Nevo Mira of Watford in fifth. Meanwhile, back at the front, Crowley still in the lead. Hopper in second place, Hopper catching her. Those two moving away a little from the rest of the field. Ives in third place, Hollis up into fourth. End of the backstroke, Crowley in the lead. Turns on a 2.33, Hopper just behind her now, 2.33.70, just 0.65 deficit. And third place at the turn was Eva Ives. Eva Ives been put under pressure now by Summer Boswell in lane 3, and also Nevo Mira of Watford in lane 7. So second, 3, 4, 5, 6, not much choose between them, as Kate Hopper just moved up into the lead from Florence Crowley. Clear body length advantage now for Hopper. Hopper turns first, 3:18.99. Bit of a gap to Crowley, 3:21.96. 3 seconds behind. Summer Boswell in third, and very close to her is Eva Ives, just 0.05 between them. So second, third, fourth, not much to choose between them at the moment, as Hopper just has extended her advantage. She's got just under a length of breaststroke to go now. O'Meara, Boswell and Ives vying for second, third and fourth, with O'Meara in second place at the moment. Boswell coming back nicely though, moving up towards second/third. No doubt about the leader though, it's Kate Hopper, turning on a 4:05.20, last 100 metres to go. Into that 100 metres she takes an advantage of 6 seconds ahead of Florence Crowley, so that ought to be enough to secure the lead. Hard to see her losing 6 seconds over 100 metres. Second place is Crowley. And just in third place is Summer Boswell. Hopper coming underneath the flags at the start end, just coming up towards the final turn at the start end, 50 metres to go. 4:42, she has the advantage. Big lead over Crowley, turning on a 4:49. Deficit much the same, 6 seconds or so. Eva Ives just moved up into second place, a 4:51.18, ahead of Georgina Hamilton now, who's in fourth place, just a few tenths behind her. Last half length. Kate Hopper coming down towards the flags. Fairly comfortable win. Takes the win, 5:19.72. Second place comes in Florence Crowley, 5:24.87. Eva Ives, third, 5:26.03. Then we've got Hamilton, O'Meara, Boswell, Hollis and Simpson. So that concludes the 400 IM. We move on to the men's 400 freestyle. 6 heats of this. 7 swimmers in the first heat. Entry times in the first heat around the 5:28 at the 5:39 mark. And then we go right the way down to 4:16, the fastest entrant in the final. Heat 1, event 6:04, referee. George Sims in lane 1 for Hertford, Montgomery Brewster of Watford in lane 2, Constantine Califas of Watford in lane 3, Gabrielle Taggart of Watford in lane 4, Philippi Irvine of Watford in lane 5, Mark Evans swimming in the S14 category for Hitchin in lane 6, and in lane 7, Leo Sims of Hertford. At the first turn at the start end, Irvine, slight advantage, 35.33. Taggart in second, 35.62. Constantine Califas third. Not much to choose between those first 3 then. Lanes 5, 4 and 3. Slight advantage to Irvine in 5 rather, Taggart in Irvine in 5, Taggart in 4, Califas in 3. That's your 1, 2 and 3. Mark Evans Hitchin in lane 6 in 4th place at the moment. 100 metre mark just coming up. And turning first is Taggart on a 1:14. Second, Irvine. Third, Califas. 1:15, 1:15. And then Mark Evans on a 1:19.20 in 4th. Lanes 1 and 2, Sims and Brewster just not far behind Evans, vying for 4th, 5th and 6th. Pretty tight for the lead here. Taggart still has a slight advantage, but it could change around. Coming back on him a little bit, Califas in 3 and drifting back slightly, Irvine in 5. The 3 Watford swimmers coming up towards the turn end at the 150 metre mark. Taggart, Califas, Irvine, 1, 2 and 3. Evans 4th. And then we've got Brewster and Sims a little bit behind Evans. 2:02 versus 2:03 is 2:04. And then our final place swimmer in this heat is Leo Sims, the 10-year-old for Hertford in lane 7. Back at the front, moving up to half a length to go till the 200 metre mark. Taggart has a pretty, reasonable lead, almost a body length clear, more like half a body length as they come into true perspective for me. Taggart in the lead, Irvine in Califas in second rather, 2:36 against a 2:36. Irvine in third. So 1:22 for that second 100 against a 1:14 for the first 100. 1 and 2 just splitting slightly now away from the rest of the field. Taggart in the lead, Califas in second place. Third place, Irvine. Mark Evans looking a little bit more secure in fourth. Then we've got Brewster, George Sims in 1, and then Leo Sims in 7. Taggart in the lead, Califas in second place, Irvine in third. Just beginning to a bit of a distance between the first two and Irvine, 4 seconds now. Evans fourth, 3:29, 4 seconds over Brewster. Then George Sims, both are 3:33 against 3:35. Leo Sims a little behind them on a 3:40. Coming up towards the 300 metre mark. Taggart rather turns first, 3:58. Constantine Califas just a second or two behind him. Irvine another 5 seconds behind them on 4:05. Evans solid fourth place at the moment, 4:12. Brewster 4:18. Then we've got the two Sims. George 4:22 in sixth. Leo 4:26 in seventh. $1:22 for the third 100, exactly the same pace as the second 100. And bit of an extended lead at the front now. Taggart 4:39, he's got a 3-second lead over Califas. And Irvine in third place. So the field splitting a little bit. Evans in fourth, perhaps beginning to catch Irvine. Lane 6 catching lane 5. Finishing the race then, taking the win, Gabriel Taggart 5:19.78. Califas second, 5:23.35. Third place, Irvine, 5:31. And Evans comes in fourth, 5:35. And the two Sims, I presume brothers, possibly twins, given they're both 10 years old, coming in. George first, and then Leo. Heat 2, referee. Cover of the girls for the women's 200 IM to the marshalling area, please. Swimmers for event 605 to the marshalling area, please. In the pool, Elliot Hall in lane 1 for Bishop Stortford. Joseph Subber of Costa in 2. Nicola Camalotti of Hatfield in 3. Max Lesnar of Potters Bar in 4. Alexander Mordenti of Potters Bar in 5. Charlie Stott of Costa in 6. Chun-Ho Chan of Watford in 7. And James Hallam of Harpenden in lane 8. Lane 3, Nicola Camalotti. Hatfield has the lead at the moment as they come down towards the 100-metre mark at the next turn. Entry times a little bit faster than the last race. They were 5:28 entry last time, 5:08 this time, so 20 seconds quicker. And at the 100-metre mark, it's Camalotti turning first, 109.30. Mordenti second, Lesnar third. So spread across the pool slightly at the moment, half a length's difference between first and eighth, with Camalotti in the lead for Hatfield with the purple hat in lane 3. Second place is Mordenti, lane 5, Potter's Bar, Black Hat, the big PB on the side. And then in third place is Max Lesnar. Little to choose between the two Potter's Bar swimmers there. Mordenti turning just ahead of Lesnar. 151.05 against 151.24, so 0.19 between them. 147 point though for Camalotti in the lead. He's got 6 metres or so advantage over the two Potter's Bar swimmers. Looking strong. Nice long stroke here for Camalotti. Kicking about a 6-beat kick as he turns at the 200-metre mark, 2:24.28. In the lead, Mordenti 2:29, Lesnar 2:30, Charlie Stott next, then Elliot Hall, Chun Ho Chan, and then Joseph Suba and James Hallam. .115, the 100 there against the 1:22 we had in the previous heat. So 7 seconds quicker over the 100. As Camalotti turns up the 250-metre mark, just over the 3-minute mark, 3:01.61. Two Potter's Bar swimmers. Slight gap between them, but very little, just 0.13. 3:09s they're turning on. Fourth place, lane 6, Charlie Stott swimming for Costa. He's got a target of the two Potter's Bar swimmers. Now on his left. Camalotti in the lead, long way in the lead. Turns, 300-metre mark for Hatfield, 3:38. .114 for that 100. So much the same as the previous one. Mordenti and Lesnar still in the same order, 3:47.48 against 3:47.80. With Stott next on a 3:51.99. A little bit of a race for 4th, 5th and 6th. Stott in 6th, lane 6 that is. Chun Ho Chan in lane 7. And in lane 1, Elliot Hall. Camalotti though, long way in the lead now. Potter's Bar swimmers turning almost at the same time there. Lesnar now in the lead, 4:25.43 against a 4:25.54. Looked closer as they kicked off the wall. Charlie Stott third, 4:31. Coming down towards the finish, Camalotti. Strong swim, 5:08 his entry time. Going to be underneath that as he finishes in a time of 4:50.15. Mordenti just moved away from Lesnar, the two Potter's Bar swimmers. A little inter-club race here with Mordenti in second, 5:01.23. Lesnar just almost a second behind him, 5:02.20. Stott just holding on to 4th place, 5:09.12 from Elliot Hall on a 5:09.62. Heat 3, referee. Heat 3 underway. Check Kin Lau of Costa in lane 1. No swimmer in lane 2. Zach Fellows of Costa in 3. Samuel Trigwell of Watford in 4. Perrin Marr of Hatfield in 5. Joe Kay of Hatfield in 6. William Barr of Royston in 7. And Kabir Patel of Potters Bar in lane 8. So down into the sub 5 minutes on the entry times, although we had a sub 5 minute finish on the last race. And it's close in the centre of the pool. Samuel Trigwell of Watford in 4, Zach Fellows of Costa in 5. They turn at much the same time, and then Costa's Check Kin Lau in 3rd place in lane 1. Up towards the 100-metre mark. Slight advantage to Fellows of Costa over Watford's Trigwell. Fellows in the lead, 105.26. Trigwell second, 105.44. Check Kin Lau third. Just a few seconds behind them. Trigwell in second still, pushing hard though. Fellows in the lead. There's little to choose between them. It's just a few centimetres. Who's got the longest arms, really, as they come underneath the flags. Up to the 150-metre mark. Fellows turns first, then Trigwell. 141.70 against 142.27, between them. And then Check Kin Lau next on a 145 point. At the other end of the pool, lanes 7, 6 and 8 having a good battle. William Barr in 7. Joseph Kay in 6. Kabir Patel in lane 8. They're vying along with Check Kin Lau for third onwards. Meanwhile, as we come up to the 200-metre mark, Fellows still just in the lead, 2:19.11 against the 2:19.24, so just 0.13 between them. Closed up by a tenth. Barr in third place. Now, William Barr at the other end of the pool for Royston in lane 7. Bit of a split at the front as Zach Fellows, almost a body length clear now of Trigwell. Fellows 254.79 against 255.92, so 1.1 second between them. Joe Kay moved up into third place, 3:01. William Barr not far behind on a 3:01, so third onwards, all to play for. First and second looking fairly secure. Having said that, we have a nice turn off the wall there for Trigwell of Watford. Just beginning to close up that deficit to Fellows as they come up towards the 300-metre mark. Fellows in the lead, 3:32. Trigwell in second place, 3:33, so it's gone out a bit. And it's still tight for third. Kay, Barr and Lau. 3:39, 3:39, 3:42. Fellows looking solid now, up at the front of the race. Body length clear of Trigwell. Fellows swimming for Costa. Clear water now between him and Trigwell. Trigwell swimming for Watford as Fellows turns, 4:08.49. Trigwell next, 4:10. So 2.5 seconds between them into their last 50 metres. And it is tight for third and fourth. Barr just ahead of Kay. William Barr swimming for Royston. Joe Kay swimming for Hatfield. Back at the front, Trigwell putting a good spurt in here for the last length and a half, but don't think it's going to be enough to take the win as Fellows comes in. The last stroke hits the pads, 4:43.54 for him. Trigwell second, 4:44.72. It's still tight for the next positions, but it just goes to Kay of Hatfield. 4:53.07 from Royston's Barr, 4:53.68. Heat 4, referee. Fourth heat underway, and it's pretty close. Not much to choose between the swimmers. Lane 8 going out fast though. That is Luke Bernard of Costa. Bernard of Costa in the lead. Then second place is Baskerville of Hatfield in lane 2. So not quite spearheaded as they come underneath the flags. Baskerville versus Bernard, and it's Baskerville turning first. 30.41, Bernard second, Ingram third, 31.00 and 31.67 respectively. Charlie Cropley in fourth, 31.92. So first and second, slightly ahead of the rest of the field, but not much to choose between them as Baskerville holds on to the lead still. Bernard in second place. Baskerville swimming for Hatfield in lane 2, coming underneath the flags at the 100-metre mark. Baskerville moved a long way ahead of the rest of the field now. 103.94 his time. Bernard second, 106.70. Ingram a little bit behind, 106.98, and Cropley fourth, 107.04. Baskerville still a long way ahead of the rest of the field. The rest of them are vying for the next positions, really. Baskerville in the lead. Very tight for second, third and fourth. Slight advantage to Ingram. Baskerville then Bernard. Is that right? Let me get this right. Baskerville in the lead. Then it was Ingram and Cropley. Back down towards the turn end for Baskerville. The other swimmers are turning now, so that's the difference he's got. It's about 5 metres, something like that, maybe 6, as Baskerville comes underneath the flags. Moving up towards the 200-metre turn, he turns at a time of 2:14. Then 4 seconds behind, McDonald Williams, Ingram, Cropley, Robson. 2:18s out to 2:19s. Not a huge difference between them. That was a 109.00 for Baskerville, his second 100. Baskerville still in the lead. Second place at McDonald Williams, and Cropley with the yellow hat for Hitchin. Lane 5 just moving up into second, may kick off the wall in second place. He does. Baskerville in the lead, 2:49. Cropley then 2:54.21. McDonald Williams 2:54.34. Just a tenth and a bit behind in third place. All to play for second, third, and possibly fourth. Baskerville looks remarkably secure in first place. Coming up towards the 300-metre turn for Baskerville. He's gone underneath the flags, he turns, kicks off the wall. There's a few fly kicks in there. He turns on a 3:24. 1:10 for the 100. Cropley in second. McDonald Williams in third. They're pretty close still. Little gap between them and the fourth place swimmer, which is Ingram in lane 1. Baskerville in the lead. Cropley, McDonald Williams and Ingram. Not much to choose between them. Coming back up towards that group, Louis Robinson of Costa, as Baskerville turns at the 350-metre mark. Cropley just extended a slight advantage in second. McDonald Williams third, Ingram fourth, Robson fifth. So final 50-metre sprint. Looking good on that 50-metre sprint. McDonald Williams concentrating, or at least I'm concentrating on second and third. No doubts about the winner. In shot, centre of frame, Baskerville for Hatfield. Entered on a 4:44.13, finished on a 4:31. Good final 50 for McDonald Williams of Bishop Stortford to finish in second. 4:40.06, Cropley third, 4:41.92. Then we have Ingram, Robson, Davenport, and Bernard. So good race there. Good strong lead for Baskerville and a good race for second, third and fourth. Heat 5, referee. Penultimate heat of the 400 free underway. Kay Adams in lane 1 for Potter's Bar. George Hooper of Costa in 2. Luke Martell of Potter's Bar in 3. Alexander Calverboer of Costa in 4. Lucas Hartley of Hatfield in 5. George Lovelock of Hitchin in 6. Jacob Hayes of Bishop Stortford in 7. Daniel Williams of Hatfield in lane 8. Pretty close, but slight advantage to Calverboer. In lane 4, 29.27, turns at the first 50. Moving away from the rest of the field, Calverboer he's got almost a body length clear. The closest swimmer to him is Daniel Williams of Hatfield in 8. So Calverboer, then Williams, and it's pretty close for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th across the rest of the pool. Calverboer turns at the 100 metre mark, 1:00.91. Williams in second place. Then Kai Adams, George Hooper, Luke Martell, the next few positions. So lanes 1, 2 and 3 just beginning to come back on the rest of the field. Calverboer in the lead, Williams in second place. Third place at the moment in lane 2, George Hooper of Costa. Calverboer turns, 150 metre mark in the lead. Then it's Williams, Hooper, Adams, Martell, Lovelock and Hartley. Hayes. Not too much to choose then between 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Calverboer, good though lead, taking 5 or 6 metres off the rest of the field. Williams in second place, but only just in second place as George Hooper of Costa in lane 2 makes a move on him. Coming up towards the 200 metre mark. Calverboer in the lead, 2:07 at the turn. 1:06 for the 100. Hooper in second place, Williams, Adam, Martell, Lovelock, Hartley, and then Hayes. 2:11 out to 2:12, 13, 15, 16 for the last few positions in this heat. Calverboer looking good. Moving up into second place is Hooper of Costa in lane 2. Calverboer turns at the 300 metre mark, sorry, the 250 metre mark on a 2:40. And it's changed around a little bit. Hopper in second place. Martell, Adams, Williams, Lovelock, Hartley, the next few positions. Calverboer still out in the lead. Very solid second place, George Hopper. And third place, Martell. Martell swimming for Potter's Bar. Calverboer turns, 3:13. At the 300 metre mark, George Hopper next, then Luke Martell, 3:17, 3:20 respectively. Calverboer in the lead. Catching him up, George Hopper of Costa, but he's quite a long way behind, given there's only about 100 metres left to go. If that. Calverboer turns first, 50 metres to go for him. 3:47, Hopper second, 3:50. And then in third place, Martell, 3:53. So the stamina beginning to tell on some of these swims as it just moves out a little bit. Calverboer looking good though, coming back. Just nice 8-beat kick. Stroke gone up a little bit. as he comes underneath the flags. Calver Bowers, entry time 4:24, finishes on 4:19. Then George Hooper next, 4:22, Martel 4:25.13, the first three positions. The finalists for you then in lane 1 for Potters Bar, Jack Barnard. Lane 2 for Bishop Stortford, Diego Darrington. Lane 3 for Bishop Stortford, Callum Cox. Lane 4 for Hatfield, Jason Ho. Lane 5 for Hatfield, Daniel Belsey. Lane 6 for Hatfield, Jamie Joshua. Lane 7 for Costa, Andrew Tempera. And in lane 8 for Costa, Nathaniel Mapley. Referee. The final of the 400 free underway then. Fastest entrant is Jason Ho of Hatfield, 4:16.70. And at the moment it's lane 7 in the lead, Andrew Tempera of Costa. He turns first, just ahead of the rest of the field, 28.82 at the 50 mark. A long way to go there, not much to choose between them. Lane 4 in second place. For Hatfield, that's Jason Ho, the fastest entrant. Tempera in the lead, Ho in second place. Third place, Daniel Belsey, Hatfield, lane 5. Moving up towards the 100-metre mark. Tempera in the lead, he's got half a metre or so ahead of the rest of the field. 1:00.18 he turns on. Ho second, Mapley third. Tempera still has that advantage. Ho beginning to close up on him. And then we've got Belsey and Joshua, lanes 5 and 6, not far behind. Mapley in lane 8, also vying for third, fourth/fifth. Tempera beginning to lose some advantage. He still has the advantage at the moment. 1:33.10, but just a tenth and a bit behind him, Jason Ho. And then Belsey, Mapley, Darrington turning next, all in the 1:35s. 1:34 and 1:35s. Moving up into the lead now is Jason Ho. Overhauled Tempera. Tempera holding on to second place at the moment, but I feel it may fall to Belsey and Joshua before too much longer. Good 50 there for Ho. Extended a good lead above, ahead of the rest of the field. Tembra in second place, Derrington, Belsey in third, Mapley in fifth. Up the turn end, Ho in the lead, long way ahead of the rest of the field. In second place now, Jago Derrington, Tembra in third. Ho in the lead. Jason Ho has the advantage at the 250-metre mark. Derrington in second place. And Belsey, Joshua and Mapley pretty close to each other. Tembra drifted back to sixth position now. 2:37 for Ho at the 250-metre mark. He turns, he's got 6 metres over the rest of the field. Derrington in second place. Then it's Belsey and Joshua for the next couple of positions. Mapley in lane 8 in 5th position at the moment. Ho at the 300-metre mark. He turns 3:09, not 87 rather. Derrington second, 3:13. Belsey 3:14. Joshua 3:15. Mapley 3:16 and Cox 3:18. Bit of a gap then, or gaps between most of the swimmers now. Ho looking pretty secure. Long way ahead of the rest of the field. He's coming half a length to go until his final turn at the start end. He comes underneath the flags. Getting a little bit closer for second and third between Belsey and Derrington. And Derrington just has it at the turn ahead of Belsey, but I think coming off the turn it may change around. It hasn't done yet. They're both beginning to catch Jason Ho, but he's only got a length to go. There's no way they're going to catch him over that 25 metres. Off the wall. Belsey moving up to second place. It's a good race for second place. Belsey and Berrington, but it's going to go to Belsey. Jason Ho losing some of his advantage, but takes the win, 4:14, underneath his entry time by a couple of seconds. Belsey in second, 4:16. Derrington third, 4:17. That completes the 400 free. We move on to the women's 200-metre individual medley. 10 heats of this. And then that will conclude the heats and timed finals, and we'll go into the finals then for this heat, or this event, session even. So first heat, 3 swimmers. Elise Dochin, Esme Wee and Dorothy Ward. Event 6:05, Heat 1, referee. Eloise Dochin of Costa in lane 3. Esme Wee of Watford in lane 4 and Dorothy Ward of Bushy in lane 5. So 200 individual medley, 2 lengths of each stroke. Swimmers entered on 3:20 for Wee, out to 3:33 for Dochin. And it is in fact Dorothy Ward of Bushy, ever such a slight advantage at the end of the fly. She turns first into backstroke. Then it's Wee, then Ward. Wee and Dochin. Wee and Ward rather, having a good battle now on the backstroke. Wee just moved up towards the lead. Dochin not far behind. They come towards the flags at the turn end. Wee in the lead. Ward in second place. Dochin in third. Coming towards the end of the backstroke, Esme Wee, Watford, just about a body length advantage over Dorothy Ward. Wee finishes. A little bit of cling to the wall, but into breaststroke. Just about a body length, just under a body length clear. It's going up now slightly. We in the lead. Ward in second place. Dochin in lane 3 in third. Up towards the turn end. Halfway through the breaststroke. We in the lead. Ward in second place. Dochin in third. Moving towards the flags to finish the breaststroke. Esme Wee. Much the same advantage as she went into the breaststroke, but she turns first, 2:33.74. Ward, 2:35.57. And then Dochin, 2:38.54. Into the final 2 lengths front crawl. We in the lead. Ward in second place, Dochin in third. Looks like it's probably going to stay that way for this heat, the last length then. We in the lead. Ward second, Dochin third. We has half a length to go. Her entry time was 3:30, going to be somewhat underneath that. As she goes over the tee, 2 or 3 strokes to go, she finishes her time at the finish, 3:17.75. Dorothy Ward second, 3:20.28. And our final swimmer, Elise Dochin, coming in to take third position, 3:26.89. Heat 2, referee. Charlotte Douglas of Costa in lane 1. Faye Leggett of Ware in 2. Nobody swimming in 3. Jasmine Scott of Costa in 4. Neve Ives of Hatfield in 5. Charlotte Stewart of Costa in 6. Isabel Cowie of Watford in 7. And Angela Pavana of Potters Bar in lane 8. Jasmine Scott of Costa, early advantage. Finishes the fly in 36.18. Second place, Neve Ives, and Charlotte Stewart. Into the backstroke rather. Scott has a nice advantage, beginning to get closer to her. Ives in 5. And Stewart in 6. They go underneath the flags. Jasmine Scott, body length clear of the rest of the field. Then slight advantage to Ives from Stewart. They make their way back down towards the start end. Coming underneath the flags, Scott in the lead. Stewart just ahead of Ives for second and third as Scott turns into breaststroke. Ives second place, then Stewart. And the rest of our swimmers come in. Not much to choose between the last 6. Leggett, Cowie, Douglas and Pavana in that order. Breaststroke underway. Ives putting some pressure on Scott. Ives and Scott turn at much the same time. Ives just beginning to move up into the lead from Scott. Those two a long way ahead of the rest of the field. Closest swimmer to them is Charlotte Stewart, as Ives has almost a body length advantage. She turns into front crawl. Likewise does Scott. Ives in the lead, Scott in second place. And it's a little bit of a wait till we get to third place. It's a good race for third place. It is just carry from Stewart. And then Leggett in 5th position. Meanwhile, back at the front, at the turn end, they've gone through the turn, out up the surface, finished the transition phase. with Ives in the lead. Stewart in second place. Stewart working hard to come back on Ives, but Ives comes underneath the flags with 1.5 metre advantage. Ives takes the win. Jasmine Scott in second place. The winning time 2:51.99. Scott's time 2:53.62. And it's still close at the end there, but it just goes to Carrie for third, 3:01.57. 3/10 behind her for fourth, Charlotte Stewart, 3:01.87. Heat 3, referee. Megan Randall of Royston in 1, Mia Nelson of Cheshunt in 2. Sophie Williams of Royston in 3, Lucy Alexander of Harpenden in 4, Cassandra Piera of Hatfield in 5, Bronwyn Fuller of Hatfield in 6, Olivia Croft of Cheshunt in 7, and Zapis Kea of Costa in lane 8. And it's lane 3. Sophie Williams of Royston, early advantage, almost a body length clear. Pushes off the wall into backstroke, 34.98. Zapis in second on 37.00, and Piera of Hatfield in third. Into the backstroke. Williams moving away from the rest of the field, looking good. Williams turns next, or first rather, underneath the flags, back towards the start end. Williams in the lead. Moving up into second place is Hatfield's Cassandra Pereira in lane 5. Sophie Williams in the lead at the halfway point, 1:18.24. Pereira in second place. Mia Nelson moved up into third now. Nelson swimming in lane 2. Lanes 3 and 2 then. First and third, with lane 5 in second place. Up towards the turn end, halfway through the breaststroke. Williams in the lead. Good, strong lead for Williams. Just Nelson ahead of Pereira for second and third. Swimming between them, Lucy Alexander moving up towards a solid fourth place. Maybe putting pressure on Pereira for third, as Williams is looking very strong here. 2 or 3 metres advantage into the last 50, kicks off the wall, underwater phase, 1 or 2 fly kicks up at about 5 metres into the last 50 metres. She turns in first, Nelson second, Pereira in third place. Williams for Royston against Cheshunt's Mia Nelson. Third place now, Pereira looking pretty strong in third. Williams, though, good advantage here. Nelson swimming fast, but she's not really catching Williams. Williams comes underneath the flags for Royston over the 2 metre tee. Finishes 2:57.20. Nelson third, 2:49.90. And then Cassandra Pereira third, 2:50.65. The winning time, 2:47.20. Heat 4, referee. Liliana Sawinska of Potters Bar in lane 1. Maya Robu of Cheshunt in lane 2. Lucy Peterson of Stevenage in lane 3. Amelie Grime of Potters Bar in 4. Elisa Parler of Hoddesdon in 5. Poppy Saunders of Hoddesdon in 6. Isla Black of Costa in 7. And Daisy Jubb of Costa in lane 8. Lane 3 in the lead, Lucy Peterson at the moment. Swimming for Stevenage. Black Hat just beside her, Amelie Grime of Potters Bar. Those two vying for first and second. Grime just hits the pads first. 35.97 against the 36.32 for Peterson. Saunders in third, 37.15 at the 50-metre mark. Into the backstroke, Peterson in the lead again. Peterson from Grime. And then third place is Sapala. Into the turn, Peterson turns first, then Grime. It's tight for the next positions. It's just Isla Black of Costa in lane 7, turning in the third place. Back down towards the start end. Good a lead here for Peterson. Swimming for Stevenage, dark black hat rather, or black hat come to that. Nice stroke finish there, perfect finish. Into breaststroke, up to the surface. In the lead, 1:17.19 for Peterson. Black second, Grime third. Breaststroke then, well underway now, coming up towards the flags for Peterson. Still has that advantage. Black looking good in lane 7, moving up into second place, or holding on to second place. Peterson turns, then Black, and it's tight for the next positions, but it goes to, or it is Amelie Grime. Grime, Sapala, Saunders and Black just closing up on each other. Peterson still has the advantage for the lead. Black not far behind her. Peterson's going to take a second or so advantage into that final 50. 2:08.04 against 2:09.22 for Isla Black. Amelie Grime in third place. Peterson looking good on the front crawl here. Holding on to the advantage. Peterson goes underneath the flags. Black, the closest swimmer to her. Peterson turns first. The advantage must have gone up to about 1.8 seconds, I would say. Black in second place, and Poppy Saunders in third. Saunders looking good, coming back towards Black. But Peterson swimming a very good final 50 metres freestyle. Last couple of strokes, again, finishes not quite as well as she did on the backstroke, but not too bad. Takes the win either way, with a time of 2:45.75. Saunders swimming good on the final 50 there to get a 2:47.88 for second place. Isla Black third, 2:47.97. Heat 5, referee. Heat 5 underway then. Tramontano Wells of Hertford in lane 1. Susanna Reid of Costa in 2. Marley Bartup of Cheshunt in 3. Amelia Costa of Hatfield in 4. Alexandra Shawinska of Potters Bar in 5. Tori Hunt of Stevenage in 6. Gemma Robertson of Stevenage in 7. And Sadie Moore of Hertford in lane 8. And I have a disqualification for you. Event 605, Heat 2, lane 4. Disqualified for a technical infraction. So Heat 5 underway into the backstroke. And pretty close at the front there. Lane 5 has a slight advantage. That's Alexandra Sawinska of Potters Bar. Could we have all the finalists to the marshalling area, please? So all finalists, could you make your way to the marshalling area, please? Back in the pool, it's closing up. It's lane 2 having a good backstroke here. Susanna Reid. Susanna Reid, not a perfect finish on backstroke, but she finishes halfway through the 200 medley, IM rather, in first position. So Winsker in second. Molly Bartop of Cheshunt then in the lead as she finishes breaststroke. Good advantage for her. 2:04.39. Susanna Reid second. So Winster third. Can I just remind you to collect your medals if you are due one for the 400, please? So the 400s, individual medley for the women and the free for the men. If you're due a medal, please go collect them from the medal table. So the last length and a bit then for this race. Cheshunt's and Molly Bartop looking very solid. Big advantage over the rest of the field. Bit of a race for second and third as Bartop comes underneath the flags. Last stroke complete, 2:42.11. Tight for the next positions. It goes to Susanna Reid, 2:46.85 against Sir Winsker's 2:47.52. Heat 6, referee. Verity Fuge of Hatfield in lane 1, Paige Goldhawk of Hoddesdon in 2, Nell Costa of Berkhamsted in 3, Ruby May Kiabaro of Watford in 4, Isabel Mullings of Cheshunt in 5, Celia Randall of Watford in 6, Megan Reeder of Watford in 7, and Layla Eurivicius of Hatfield in lane 8. And it's Fuge in the lead, Eurivicius in second place, Mullings in third. Into the backstroke and moving well, Verity Fuge moving up into lead in lane 1, swimming for Hatfield. Underneath the flags, she's in the lead. Each end of the pool, first and second, Fuge first. Mullings actually in the middle of the pool in second, and Eurivicius in third in lane 8. Coming back down towards the start end, underneath the flags, the first 3 pretty much in a line, little to choose between them. Fuge just turns first, 1:16.12. Eurivicius second, Mullings third. Just 3/10 between them into the breaststroke. All 3 of them looking good, not much to choose. Fuge slight advantage as she comes underneath the flags, touches the wall, turns about half a second to a 3/4 ahead of the other 2 swimmers. Eurivicius in second, Mullings in third. Fuge in the lead, lane 1 for Hatfield, just at the bottom of your screen there. Coming up towards the turn. Fuge having a good breaststroke there, especially the second length, 2:03.58, extended a good lead over Mullings, and in third place now is Ruby May Kiabaro. Fuge looking good then. Good final 25 a breaststroke and a solid 53. Mullings in second place, Keoborough in third. As they come back down towards the start end, less than half a length to go for Fuge. Underneath the flags, last stroke touches the pad, 2:41.38. Mullings in second place. Oh no, Keoborough in second place, 2:44.31. Mullings in third, 2:46.68. And that completes heat 6. Heat 7, referee. Amy Whitten of Hatfield in 1, Evie Thompson of Hitchin in 2, no swimmer in lane 3. Sophie Stelmach of Stevenage in 4, Miriam Muhtad of Bishop Stortford in 5, Angelica Lazzacati of Watford in 6, Isabella Savage of Potters Bar in 7, Summer Everson of Watford in lane 8. Evie Thompson with the yellow hat of Hitchin in lane 2 finishes in the lead at the 50 fly, 33.15 for her. Stelmach in second place and Whitten in third. Into the backstroke, Thompson still has the advantage, coming back well there in the middle of the pool is Stelmach, swimming for Stevenage with a black hat. They come up towards the turn. Stelmach in the lead now, Thompson in second place, Whitten in third. Stelmach for Stevenage, black-hatted swimmer in lane 4 in the middle of the pool in the lead. Good lead she has as well. And Stelmach turns first. Stelmach in the lead, then Whitten, then Thompson. 1:14, 1:15 and 1:16. On the breaststroke, Lazzacati and Savage looking good over in lane 6 and 7. The lead still held by Stelmach, but it's closing up for the rest of the positions. Coming up to the last couple of strokes, Stelmach in the lead. Then it is Whitten. Then it's very close for the next few swimmers. Stelmach has the advantage. Muhtad next to her, swimming for Stevenage, Bishop Stortford rather. Just touching ahead of Stelmach, so not much to choose between them. Whitten in third position, into the final 50. Stelmach just back in the lead. Muhtad in second place up to the final turn. 25 metres to go. Stelmach in the lead. Muhtad in second place. And it's tight for the next positions. It's a little sprint here. The last 25 or 12 metres, 10 metres coming underneath the flag. Stelmach has the advantage though. Moving away from Muhtad. Stelmach finishes and takes the win. 2:40.96. Muhtad in second. 2:41.77. Third place goes to Savage, 2:43.94. Heat 8, referee. Honor Beverstock in lane 1 for Hatfield and Eva Mira of Watford in 2. Eva Ives of Hatfield in 3. Amy Bourne of Watford in 4. Erin Curry of Hatfield in 5. Florence Crowley of Costa in 6. Chloe Simpson of Watford in 7. Jan Harvey of Watford in lane 8. Lane 5, early lead. Erin Curry of Hatfield. Just a little bit behind her, Florence Crowley of Costa. They were racing earlier, I think in the 400 IM. But it may have been another race, pretty sure it was that one. But at the moment, it is Boreham with the slight advantage. Amy Boreham just ahead of Erin Curry, with Eva Ives in third position as they come up towards the flags. It's those centre lanes indeed. Boreham turns first for Watford, back down towards the start end. Boreham has a good lead as they come up towards the turn at the start end, transitioning into breaststroke. Curry in the lead, Crowley in second place, Boreham in third. A disqualification for you. Event 605, Heat 7, Lane 2, disqualified for a technical infraction. Meanwhile, back in the water, Erin Curry a long way in the lead, Amy Boreham in second place. Tight for third, but it's just Florence Crowley at the moment. Just beside her, Chloe Simpson, those two vying for third and fourth. As Curry turns into the front crawl, she has the advantage over Boreham, 153 against 155. Chloe Simpson in third place. It's getting tight for this final sprint. Curry in the lead, Boreham in second place. There's a metre and a bit between them. That's quite a lot to catch up over the last 25. Curry looking fairly solid. Boreham not far behind. Catching her up. It's possible. Oh, it is possible. It's going to be tight. It just goes to Curry. Just holds on. 2:29.72, just a hundredth in it. Boreham in second. 2:29.73, so didn't quite catch Curry up. Third place Simpson, 2:35.05. Heat 9, referee. Caitlin Hartley of Hatfield in lane 1. Hannah Lovelock of Hitchin in 2. Lauren Gore of Bishop Stortford in 3. Kirsty Neal of Bishop Stortford in 4. Amy Harper of Watford in 5. Lucinda Stanley of Harpenden in 6. Georgina Hamilton of Costa in 7. And April Mills of Hatfield in lane 8. And lane 1 just has the advantage. Caitlin Hartley at the turn, 32.71 into backstroke. Neil in second place, and it was, or is, third place is Stanley. Pretty close this. Lane 4 just moving up towards the lead. Kirsty Neal turns first, then Hartley, then Stanley. Neal has the advantage still as they come up towards the flags, towards the end of the backstroke, underneath the flags. Neal in the lead, Harper in second place. It's closed up a little bit. Neal turns first, then Harper, Lovelock for Hitchin in third position. With the yellow hat in lane 2 into the breaststroke then. How is it going to change? Is it going to change? At the moment, Neal looking good, swimming for Bishop Stortford. Black hat in the centre of the pool, just moving away from the rest of the field. Hartley looking good in lane 1, moving up into second place. Third place is Lauren Gore, Bishop Stortford. Neal has the advantage. Hartley in second place. Gore in third. Then it's tight for 5th, 6th and 7th. As Neal turns first, Hartley's going to turn in second place. She's turned. And Lauren Gore in third position. Final couple of lengths off front crawl then for these swimmers. to complete their individual medley. Neil in the lead. Hartley looking solid in second place. Neil turns, less than a length to go now. Hartley in second place. And third position goes, or is rather, Lauren Gore at the moment. Kirsty Neal, Bishop Stortford, 2:28.20 her entry time. Got a couple of strokes left to go. Takes her in 2:28.90, so just about on entry time. Second place it goes to Hartley, 2:32.68. Third place goes to Amy Harper, 2:34.23. Heat 10, referee. Harrison Morawa of Hatfield in 2, Summer Boswell of Hatfield in 3, Kate Hopper of Berkhamsted in 3, Charlotte Williams of Hatfield in 4, Jessica Keogh of Hatfield in 5, Alexandra Nerney of Hatfield in 6, Ella Greatbatch of Bishop Stortford in 7, and Jemima Cross of Hitchin in lane 8. Lane 4, Charlotte Williams, Hatfield in the lead. Williamson, quite a long way out in the lead, entered on 2:23. Next closest to her on entry time, 2:30, so her time somewhat faster than the rest of the field, turning second. Keogh and then Nerney, both for Hatfield. So Hatfield 1, 2 and 3 at the moment as they come back down towards the start end. About to complete the backstroke rather. Charlotte Williams transitions from back into breast, flips backwards. Underwater phase up to the surface. She's in the lead. Turns on a 107. Keogh second place. Nerney in third. So coming up towards the end of this heat, Charlotte Williams of Hatfield, a long way out in the lead. She turns the best part of half a length advantage over everybody else. It's close for the next few positions. At the moment, it is Nerney in second place, and Keogh behind her, and not far behind her, Kate Hopper, Berkhamsted. So a good dominant win here for Charlotte Williams, 2:23.20 her entry time. She's going to be a little bit outside that, but takes the win, 2:23.20. Then it is Nerney next, 2:30.91, and Keogh third, 2:31.51. So swimming to get into the finals as much as anything. That completes Heat 10, and it completes our heats and our time finals, which leaves us the finals now. Finals for the 50 backstroke, final for the 50 breaststroke. So, and then the final for the IM. So our first set of finals will be the backstroke finals for the women. Event 606, the first one for the 10 and 11-year-old. So just in case we haven't got any yet, can we have all the finalists to the marshalling area, please? Sure, most of you are there anyway, but if not, finalists to the marshalling area, please. So the warm-up for the next session will be at 13:35 as published. So 13:35, the warm-up of the next session, which is about an hour and 10 minutes away. So we're running slightly ahead of schedule right now, but we'll be back on published schedule for the final session, session 12. Just take this brief pause as an opportunity to thank everybody for all their support, in case you're not going to be with us in the relays this afternoon. So thank you to all our swimmers, our coaches and the parents for getting them here and looking after them all. Thanks to all our volunteers and all our officials. So many thanks to everybody for what seems to be a very successful set of county championships so far. Although we've still got the finals today in this morning session and then the session this afternoon. The 10 and 11-year-old finalists. Lane 1 for Costa, Charlotte Douglas. Lane 2 for Hoddesdon, Isabel Bradley Smith. Lane 3 for Hatfield, Neve Ives. Lane 4 for Stevenage, Sophie Peterson. Lane 5 for Costa, Charlotte Stewart. Lane 6 for Watford, Isabel Cowie. Lane 7 for Watford, Esme Wee. And in lane 8 for Bushy, Dorothy Ward. Referee. There's a little bit of plastic in the pool, so if there's any swimmer who can volunteer to get it out who's not in a final, that'd be helpful. Failing that, we'll fish it out with a, or whatever you fish things out with, device. So just while we do that, you'll notice this year we have the swimmers on poolside. I think we did last year. Because of COVID, this year it's more because we have lack of space around the poolside with starting at the deep end. We are investigating opportunities next year for maybe housing, is that the right word? But accommodating the swimmers outside in a marquee to allow spectators on poolside, but that's very much a short-term solution. In the long term, our aspiration, as you may well know, is to build our own 50-metre pool in St Albans. Things are progressing well. If you haven't seen the details, do go to the Swim England website. We're looking at a 10-lane competition pool, 10-lane 50-metre competition pool with an 8-lane 25-metre warm-down, warm-up pool and a lot of spectator areas. There'll also be a gym facility on site and a cafe. So the idea is we'll be able to host our own events for the county, and it'll also be available for the clubs to use for training in a 50-metre environment. So that's the aspiration. Things are progressing well. We're looking at getting funding at the moment. We have a cost model. We understand what it should cost us, and we're looking at getting funding at the moment. So if you're interested, do go to the Swim England Hertfordshire website. If you have any skills you think would be useful, I guess we're looking at anybody who's good at raising money, and we're not talking about jumble sales or car boot sales. We're talking about millions of pounds worth of money raised through grants or donations or matched fundings. If you help there, do contact Brian Thompson of Swim England Hertfordshire, and he'd be more than happy to talk to you. So yeah, very exciting. Our own 50-metre pool in the county, built on behalf of the county, solely focused at competitive swimming for all the swimmers in Hertfordshire. So our first final underway, just 2 lengths of backstroke, and it's pretty close. Entry times 39 out of 41, but in the lead, I've just lost sight. It's about lane 4, lane 5. They go into the turn. Peterson in 4 in the lead, and Douglas in lane 1 in second place, back from the turn. Peterson of Stevenage in the lead. Black-hatted swimmer. Good lead over the rest of the field. It's close for the next positions. The closest, the second person is Esme Wee. But Peterson swimming for Stevenage. Very strong, solid swim. Takes the win. Her time 38.97. And under her entry time. So very good. Well done. Our first finalist, Sophie Peterson. Well, our first winner of our finals. So if you clear the pool towards the scoreboard side, please, swimmers. And then we'll introduce the 12-year-old finalists. The 12-year-old finalists in lane 1 for Hertford, Emily Porter. Lane 2 for Hemel, Heidi King. Lane 3 for Cheshunt, Mia Nelson. Lane 4 for Costa, Anna Zapisiskaya. Lane 5 for Tring, Mia Bell Bradley. Lane 6 for Costa, Jasmine Scott. Lane 7 for Bishop Stortford, Lewis Fields. And in lane 8 for Stevenage, Imogen Barker. Reverie. Early lead to lane 4. Zapisiskaya of Costa. She's in the lead. Mia Bell Bradley, Mia Nelson of Cheshunt in second place at the turn. Zapisiskaya of Costa still has the advantage. Closest swimmer to her, Mia Nelson of Cheshunt in lane 3, but Zapisiskaya looking good as she comes underneath the flags. 2 or 3 strokes to go. Dominant win. She takes the win. Her time 34.70. Mia Nelson second, 36.04. Mia Bell Bradley third, 36.29. The 13-year-old finalists in lane 1 from Cheshunt, Maya Robu. From Hatfield in lane 2, Cassandra Pereira. Lane 3 for Hatfield, Verity Fuge. Lane 4 for Hatfield, Alexandra Nerney. Lane 5 for Tring, Evie Butterworth. Lane 6 for Hoddesdon, Liliana Sapala. Lane 7 for Bishop Stortford, Molly Greatbatch. And in lane 8 for Costa, Mimi Clinch. Referee. Thirteen-year-olds underway. Slight advantage to Nerney of Hatfield in lane 4. Little to choose though, but she is extending her advantage. Nerney goes into turn. She turns first. Butterworth second. Fuge third. Hatfield, Tring. Hatfield back off the wall. And Fuge beginning to catch Nerney up. Nerney has the advantage to come underneath the flags. Nerney from Fuge from Butterworth. It's going to be tight. Nerney should get this, and she does. 33.01. Fuge second place, 33.50. Butterworth third, 34.01. The 14-year-old finalists from Watford in lane 1, Summer Everson. Lane 2 from Harpenden, Madeline Conway. Lane 3 from Hatfield, Honor Beverstock. Lane 4 from Stevenage, Sophie Stelmach. Lane 5 from Potters Bar, Isabella Savage. Lane 6 from Stevenage, Lucy Peterson. Lane 7 from Hatfield, Amy Whitton. And in lane 8 from Costa, Isla Black. Referee. Underway then. Stelmach just in the lead in lane 4 from Savage in lane 5. Stevenage from Potters Bar. And Stevenage swimmer Stelmach just has the advantage up towards the turn. Stelmach turns first, then Savage. And then Lucy Peterson of Stevenage again. 1, 2 and 3 as they come with half a length to go. It's moving up into lead though. Is now it's still Stelmach. Stelmach has the advantage. The last couple of strokes. Stelmach takes the win, 32.73 the winning time. Savage second, 33.50. Peterson third, 34.26. Fifteen-year-old finalists in lane 1 from Hitchin, Hannah Lovelock. In lane 2 from Hatfield, April Mills. Lane 3 from Costa, Sophie Hollis. Lane 4 from Hatfield, Erin Curry. Lane 5 from Hatfield, Summer Boswell. Lane 6 from Stevenage, Tia Gregory. Lane 7 from Stevenage, Gemma Robertson. And in lane 8 from Hatfield, Jasmine Pereira. Referee. "15-year-olds underway. Good early start for Erin Curry of Hatfield. She's been doing a lot of swimming in the last hour or so, but she's in the lead at the moment into the turn. She turns first, back out of the transition phase. She's a long way in the lead. It's Hollis of Costa and Boswell of Hatfield, second and third, as Curran comes underneath the flags, looking very good indeed. Finishes rather nicely, 30.10, just under her entry time, or her heat time. Boswell second, 32.38. Hollis third, 32.44. So we have our last backstroke final then, which will be the 16 and over category, which will be momentarily starting. The 16 and over finalists in lane 1 from Watford, Amy Harper. Lane 2 from Watford, Amy Borum. Lane 3 from Hatfield, Sophie Green. Lane 4 from Hatfield, Charlotte Williams. Lane 5 from Hatfield, Jessica Keogh. Lane 6 from Hatfield, Camille Vanier. Lane 7 from Tring, Isabella Dalton. And in lane 8 from Hatfield, Katie Jeffrey.
Let's go, Hatfield!
Referee. Last of the backstroke finals underway then, and nice underwater phase for the Hatfield swimmer in lane 4. Charlotte Williams, 17-year-old, entering on 31.07. Entered as in that was her heat time. She turns, she's in the lead. It's Williams still has the advantage, moving away from the rest of the field. The closest swimmer to it is Keogh and then Vanier. Lane 6 and 7, it's close for third, fourth and fifth. But Williams swimming very strongly, going to take the win. 31.16, her winning time. Keogh second, Vanier third, 31.66, 32.01 respectively. So that completes the backstroke final. That leaves us to breaststroke finals and then the championship final for the women's 200-metre individual medley. So Charlotte Williams, having won this heat, or final, has to shoot round and do it all over again for the 200 metres individual medley. So, and please do remember to collect your medals if you are due one from the medal table. We move on to the breaststroke finals, the 10 and 11-year-olds in lane 1. From Bishop Stortford, Guy Spearman Baines. Lane 2 from Watford, Hugo Harley. Lane 3 from Hoddesdon, Edward Bradley Jones. Lane 4 from Hatfield, Ching Yao. Lane 5 from Watford, Montgomery Brewster. Lane 6 from Stevenage, Kei-Yun Wai-Chung. Lane 7 from Hertford, Leo Sims. And lane 8 from Watford, Max Perry. Referee. First breaststroke final underway then. An early lead to Spearman Baines. Bishop Stortford in lane 1. Probably won't hold that. Coming forward now, Ching Yao Hatfield, lane 4, centre of the pool. Fastest entrant, of course, he turns first. Spearman Baines second. Then it's tight for third. They come up from underneath the water. Chin Yao in the lead. Commanding lead for him. Bradley Jones of Hoddesdon coming back rather nicely. He looks across at Montgomery Brewster. Brewster in second place. Bradley Jones third, but Ching Yao just about to finish and take the win. 43.43 the winning time. Montgomery Brewster 46.36 second. And third Spearman Baines 47.17. The 12-year-old finalists in lane 2 for Bishop Stortford, Chen rather. Lane 3 for Verulam, Thomas Fennick. Lane 4 for Costa, Chi Ki Cheng. Lane 5 for Watford, Constantine Califas. And in lane 6 for Hertford, Rex Tramontano Wells. Referee. Underway then, nice start for lane 3. Good underwater phase and up into the lead for Verulam, Thomas Fennick. Next to him is Chi Ki Cheng of Costa, but it's Fennick looking good of Verulam, turning first just ahead of Ki Cheng. They come back down towards the start end, out from the underwater phase. Fennick in the lead, Ki Cheng in second place, and then Califas of Watford in third. Having a good battle with Tramontano Wells, and it's just about, actually it's Ki Cheng just moved up into lead now, so the last half length He pulled back and took the win. 39.87. Fenwick second, 40.22. Califas third, 43.35. The 13-year-old finalist in lane 1 for Harpenden, Milan Cook. Lane 2 for Bishop Stortford, Elliot Hall. Lane 3 for Costa, Chetkin Lau. Lane 4 for Hatfield, Nicola Camalotti. Lane 5 for Watford, William Rogers. Lane 6 for Hoddesdon, Jesse Howard. Lane 7 for Watford, Gabrielle Taggart. And in lane 8 for Verulam, Sebastian Brown. Referee. Thirteen-year-olds underway. It's pretty tight here. Slight advantage to lane 2. It's now lane 5 has the lead as they come up towards the turn. That's William Rogers of Watford into the first and only turn. Rogers in the lead. Camalotti just a tad behind him. Watford versus Hatfield. And off the turn, Camalotti moves up into the lead. A good transition phase for him. Camalotti in the lead. Rogers in second place, with Jesse Howard in third, swimming for Hoddesdon rather. Last couple of strokes, Camalotti takes the win, 37.85. Rogers in second, 38.54. And Chetkin Lau third, 39.71. A disqualification for you. In event 612, which was the final, lane 7 disqualified for a technical infraction. The 14-year-old finalist in lane 1 from Potters Bar, Kabir Patel. In lane 2 for Watford, William Harris. Lane 3 for Costa, Ramsey Gill. Lane 4 for Watford, Chung Ho Chan. Lane 5 for Ware, Harry Revel. Lane 6 for Hoddesdon, Maxwell Hosier. Lane 7 for Hitchin, Theo Smith. And in lane 8 for Bishop Stortford, Dylan Davenport. Referee. Fourteen-year-olds underway, early lead, lane 4, Chun Ho Chan of Watford with a red hat. A little bit out on his own at the moment, comes into the turn, he's got a metre, half a metre's advantage over the rest of the field. through the transition phase up to the surface. He's still in the lead. He's extended that lead slightly. The closest one to him, Harry Revel and Maxwell Hosier, Warren Hoddesdon in lanes 5 and 6. But it's Ho Chan going to take the win. The last couple of strokes to go. Nice finish, 35.23, the winning time. Second was Revel, 36.58. Gill third, 36.84. Just a reminder, the warm-up for the next session, 13:35, just over 40 minutes away. We've got 3 more finals, so there should be about half hour's break between the 2 sessions before we start the warm-up. The 15-year-old finalists in lane 1 for Bishop Stortford, Robert Gore. Lane 2 for Hatfield, Daniel Williams. Lane 3 for Costa, Oscar Chaplin. Lane 4 for Watford, Kaylin Bozinu. Lane 5 for Watford, James Gibson. Lane 6 for Costa, Alban Gill. Lane 7 for Costa, Ryan Ingram. And in lane 8, also for Costa, Matthew Jennings. Referee. Fifteen-year-olds underway, and it's lanes 3, 4 and 5 vying for the lead. Not much to choose between them as they come underneath the flag. Slight advantage to 4 now. This is Bozino of Watford out of the transition phase. It's him versus Oscar Chaplin of Costa. Little to choose between them, and then Gibson on the other side in lane 5. Bozino just has it at the moment. He's got 2 or 3 strokes left to go. He's going to take the win fairly comfortably in the end. 33.83 against Gibson's 34.64, Chaplin's 34.97 for second and third, respectively. The 16 and over finalists in lane 1 for Hatfield, Oliver Blight. In lane 2 for Bushy, William Presslin. Lane 3 for Costa, Daniel Hollis. Lane 4 for Watford, Luke Flynn. Lane 5 for Hoddesdon, Jack Ranouf. Lane 6 for Costa, Judah Suba. Lane 7 for Watford, Benjamin Taggart. And in lane 8 for Hatfield, Lucas Hartley. Referee. Last breaststroke final underway then. And lane 4 going out fast. Luke Flynn of Watford with a red hat. He just goes underneath the flags. Up towards the wall, touches the wall, pushes off in the lead. Second place, William Presslin, Bushy, black hat in lane 2. Flynn in the lead. It's tight for the next few positions. Prestland just in second place. Hollis coming up between the two leaders, but Flynn takes the win, 30.80. Hollis in second place, 31.71. And third place go to Prestland, 31.78. So our last swim of this session will be the women's 200-meter individual medley, the championship final. Event 618. Then we'll have a break, and then the next session will start, 13:35. The finalists then in lane 1 for Berkhamsted, Kate Hopper. Lane 2 for Hatfield, Alexandra Nerney. Lane 3 for Hatfield, Erin Curry. Lane 4 for Hatfield, Charlotte Williams. Lane 5 for Bishop Stortford, Kirsty Neal. Lane 6 for Watford, Amy Borum. Lane 7 for Hatfield, Jessica Keogh. And in lane 8 for Hatfield, Caitlin Hartley. Referee. .200 IM underway then, fly back breast front, 2 lengths of each. And it is Charlotte Williams going out well. She won the backstroke, I think, final about 25 minutes ago. Back in the pool for the 200 individual medley, and she's beginning to extend an advantage. Kirsty Neal, the closest to her. No, that's wrong. It's Erin Curry of Hatfield, the closest to her. And Alexandra Nerney, so Hatfield 1, 2 and 3 in lanes 4, 5, 4, 3 and 2. Williams turns on 30.55 into backstroke, beginning to extend her lead. Williams in the lead, Curry in second place, Nerney in third. Then you have to look towards lane 6, Amy Borum of Watford for the next swimmer. Williams a long way ahead of the rest of them. Williams in the lead. Curry second place, Nerney in third. Those 3 swimmers moving away from the rest of the field. Then it's Amy Borum of Watford. As Williams just drifts in slightly, spins around into breaststroke. And 1:07.14 her time. Curry in second place, Nerney in third. How's the breaststroke going to look as they undertake this part of the medley? Normally compresses up a little bit. Williams still in the lead. Nerney beginning to catch Curry up as those 2 go up towards the turn. Williams in the lead. Then Curry, then Nerney. Some good swims. Neal, Borum, Keogh in 6, 5, 6 and 7. But no doubt about the leader at the moment. It is Charlotte Williams. Hard to imagine her losing this. Over 50 metres of front crawl when she's taken a 3-second lead into that 50 metres. Williams in the lead. Moving up into second place with a very good breaststroke, Kirsty Neal of Bishop Stortford. And then third place is pretty tight. It's just third place at the moment is Nerney. As Williams comes back down towards the start end. The other swimmers doing likewise now. Neal in second place, but a long way out in the lead. It's Charlotte Williams. She comes underneath the flags. 2 or 3 strokes, takes the win. And then for second place, it's tight. It goes to Neal. And then Alexander Nerney in third. The winning time for Charlotte Williams, 2:26.14. So that completes the swimming for this session. Many thanks to everybody. We will start the warm-up for the next session at 13:35. Remember to collect your medals if you're due one. We'll see you back in just over half an hour. Have a good lunch. If you're not coming back for the relays, have a good journey home.